Just a reminder to vote in this week's Locals poll, where you decide what deck I take to Locals every single week. Without any further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and for today, we're doing the Stardust deck profile, but we're actually going to do it a little differently. We're going to do it digitally, because there's like 4 or 5 cards that I still don't have physically, and usually with a deck profile, if I'm missing, like 1 or 2 cards, I'll just kind of sub it out. But since there's so many, I decided to do it this way, and it's already been a while, so I decided to just do it this way instead. So we're going to get right into it. So starting off with our monsters, we've got Wheel Synchron. He is, of course, part of our Synchron combo with Junk Speeder, and he can modulate levels in the graveyard. Next, we got 3 copies each of Stardust Synchron and Stardust Trail. These guys are, of course, integral to the Stardust line, and you can also use them in the Synchron line as well to try to climb into one of your big dragons here, like Blazar, Quasar, etc. So Stardust Synchron, when he's summoned, he adds a card a spell or trap that mentions Stardust Dragon in its card text. We'll get some of those later. And then Stardust Trail, if a monster is tributed, which is Stardust Synchron's effect to special summon itself, then this one also special summons itself. And then when it's used as a synchro material for a Stardust monster, then it gets a token, so that way you can further synchro climb into your shooting Majestic Star Dragon here. Next, I decided to settle on 2 copies of Junk Synchron just because there's like 10 different ways we can search it in this deck. So I decided that playing 3 was a little much, so I decided to just knock it down to 2. 1 Revolution Synchron, this is another name that we can, of course, pull out of the deck with Junk Speeder. Next, we have 2 Doppel Warrior. This one is actually one of the new additions, and so one of the ones I don't have yet. No one at Locals had one that I could trade for. So this just allows you to kind of extend by getting more bodies on the field. So this is really nice just to be able to kind of extend or do whatever you need to do. And then when it's used as synchro material, you also get tokens, so that's really nice too, so you can really get your synchro plays going. Next, 2 Assault Synchron. This one is mainly in here for its Grave effect, because it works with the shooting Majestic Star Dragon, being able to reborn it, so that way we can use the negate multiple times per turn, because it is not a soft once per turn on the negate. 3 copies of Junk Converter. This is one of the ways that we can search for Junk Synchron. And then, of course, it gets itself in the grave for Junk Synchron's effect, so we can synchro into Junk Speeder. Synchron Carrier is just another level 2 that we can use if we happen to have it, along with the Junk Synchron, to make a Speeder. Jet Synchron, another one that we're going to be pulling out of the deck. We usually use this plus Wheel Synchron, since it can be used as a non-tuner, to make the Stardust Charge Warrior to draw a card. Boost Warrior is another free extender. As long as we have a tuner on our field, we can special summon this guy. So, yeah, just able to get an extra level on the field for synchro plays. Converging Wills Dragon. This one is, of course, used in tandem with the Arrive in Light spell in order to synchro climb into the shooting Majestic Star Dragon. 1 Stardust Worm to special summon out of the deck with the effect of Converging Wills Dragon in order to go into our shooting Majestic. Next, moving on to the spells. 1 Reinforcement of the Army. This allows us to search for things like Junk Converter, or if we really need to, we can just search the Junk Synchron directly. Next, 3 Stardust Illumination. This is basically a Foolish Burial for a Stardust monster, so you can dump either the Synchron or the Trail. Or if you have a Stardust Dragon or a monster that mentions it, then you can special summon it instead. And then it does allow us to modulate our levels when it's in the graveyard, so that's really nice. Next, we have Tuning, 3 copies of that. This is, of course, just another way to search for Junk Synchron or whatever tuner that we need. Next, 3 copies of Duelist Genesis. If we have a tuner on our field or engraved, we can add a Synchro spell or trap from deck to hand, one of which being the next card, being Synchro Overtake. So with this, we can reveal a Synchro monster in our extra deck and add one of the Synchro materials mentioned on it to our hand, or we can special summon it. So basically, this has 2 applications. We can either reveal the Shooting Star Dragon in our extra deck to special summon Stardust Dragon back from the graveyard, or we can reveal Junk Warrior in our extra deck to special summon Junk Synchron. So either one works. Arrive in Light, this is of course how you go into the Shooting Majestic. I already kind of mentioned that earlier with the Converging Wills Dragon, so I'm not going to dwell on that one too long. 2 copies of On Your Mark, Get Set, Duel. When this card is activated and it's the only card on your field, you can add a Synchron. And that's basically the only relevant effect. The other one is just too slow. I'm thinking that this is probably going to get cut. Like this and maybe the Rhoda for that one spell card coming out in the Yusei Structure deck. It's like Synchro Fellows or something. You add Junk Synchron and a monster that mentions Stardust Dragon. So it's basically a double. So yeah, this and probably the Rhoda is going to get replaced by that whenever that comes out later this year. Synchro Force Back. This is a option that we can search off of the Duelist Genesis. And basically it's a compulse for every Synchro that we have. So if we end our turn on, like say the Speeder, the Charge Warrior, and one of our Synchro tuners that can change its level, during our opponent's turn, we can compulse 3, and then after that, quick sync into one of these guys. So, yeah, being able to do that's nice. Majestic Mirage is, it serves 2 main purposes, because we can special summon the Shooting Majestic back after it uses its negate. So if we have Assault Synchron already in the graveyard, we use its effect to negate, Assault Synchron, bring it back, use its effect again, use the trap to bring it back again, and then use it for a 3rd time. So this can potentially be a 3rd negate if we already have Assault Synchron in the grave, so that's really fun. And yeah, so that's it for the extra deck. Next we're going to go, or that's it for the main deck. Now we're going to go to the extra deck. So I'm going to kind of jump around here a little bit. So first we have our Synchro tuners, being Formula Synchron, Excel Synchron, and the Shooting Riser Dragon. So Shooting Riser and Excel, they can both modulate their levels, so you can kind of go into them as needed, kind of flexible. We of course have the 2 Junk Speeder. He is the main focal point of the deck for the Synchron line. Stardust Charge Warrior also helps with that, just being able to draw a card. We have the 2 Stardust Dragons, just being able to use him for either the Synchron line or the Stardust line, since we can modulate levels, so that's really nice. The Shooting Majestic Star Dragon is, of course, the end point of the Stardust line. We also have our big level 12 dragons, being Cosmic Quasar, Shooting Quasar, and Cosmic Blazar, being able to go into those. And then we also have a Crimson Dragon, so that way we can go like Synchro Overtake, reveal Shooting Star, special summon Stardust Dragon back from the grave, normal summon Stardust Synchron, make Crimson Dragon, and then tag into another one of these guys. So yeah, that's really nice. And finally, as I already mentioned, we have the Shooting Star and the Junk Warrior for the Synchro Overtake targets. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. This is a little different than what I normally do, but we should be getting back to normal soon. I just haven't been able to actually get those cards, and there's like 5 cards missing, so I didn't want to have a bunch of blank cards. So yeah, that's why I did it this way, but like, subscribe, vote in the locals poll, that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time.